abolished everyone whom imprisoned and abolished everyone whom opposes him. Considered to be the world's largest exporter of oil, he uses his money for supporting terroristic actions. Money that should be spent on Libya is going to less important places, such as funding terrorism. Approaching Benghazi, Cyrenaica's capital, from the sea the landmark of the Twin Dome Basilica and the enormous expansion of the harbor are beautiful attractions. The harbor is stacked with shiny new oil equipment. Close up, however, the expression quickly changes to one of total abandonment. One walks ashore over badly laid unfinished roads past the heaps of garbage. The once outstandingly beautiful basilica and the splendid Grand Hotel on the seafront are vandalized, ransacked, and inhabited by squatters. New futuristic buildings serving no purpose have sprouted everywhere, but are hardly occupied and are already falling to pieces in unkept surroundings. Cyrenaicans have been totally kept down by the government-imposed poverty and the necessity to scrape a living. Gaddafi had favored Tripoli, his native part of the country, and punished Cyrenaica. Favoritism is an active lifestyle in Libya, meaning where Gaddafi goes, the money goes. Eastern Libya is home to many and is forgotten. Drilling for oil continues night and day throughout the eastern side of the country. Profiting so much from vast oil, Gaddafi does not spend any of his money helping out eastern Libya, but uses his money for Tripoli and places in the west. Western Libya is thriving, while eastern Libya suffers. How can it be so extreme poverty with being so close? Only Gaddafi chooses where to spend his country's money. And since he shows favoritism and does not frequently visit the eastern side of Libya, where the majority of the drilling takes place, the whole side is becoming deserted and corrupt. The Hassadi family own a flourishing home business chain of spice and candy shops on the same street, which makes them something of an oddity in run-down Darna. Their story is just one example of how difficult it is to generalize about the motivation of foreign fighters. Still, there is no doubt that economic misery and its social consequences have scarred Darna's young people. Many of Tripoli's prostitutes have come to the city from eastern Libya. In some cases, they are their family's sole breadwinners. Tripolian men joke, crudely but revealingly, that they patronize prostitutes from the eastern half of the country as a form of wealth redistribution. For young men in Darna, unemployment means almost certain bachelorhood, a dismissal state in a society as sexually conservative as Darna's. In a male-dominated community, the predicament of prolonged celibacy also carries an acute social stigma. Women are treated not even as second-class citizens in Libya. They are stoned and mocked, more resembling slaves than happy citizens. Recently, Libya has sentenced some healthcare professionals to death for injecting hundreds of children with HIV. One belief is Gaddafi ordered the injection so that he could become recognized for discovering a cure. Another story is that Gaddafi is using a harsh sentencing to make leverage with Western countries due to the fact that Western countries claim the scientific evidence was not taken into account. Another story that I came upon was Gaddafi was trying to gain support with such a tragic event. Purposely injecting an incurable virus into children allows Gaddafi to feel like a mini-god here on earth, choosing whom lives and whom dies. Living in Libya can be very frustrating, especially if you get in trouble. The way the trial system is set up, citizens play games with their lives for the most basic crimes committed. The lucky ones go through the trial process, while thousands of others are killed and hung in public for amusement. A country with so much potential being run down by a power-hungry dictator. It is a crime to learn. It is a crime to express yourself. It is a crime to speak. Well, when Gaddafi is in power in Libya, freedom of speech feels more like a fairy tale and less like it does here in America. Teachers whom inspire and teach their students are scared, for they believe they will be locked up and sentenced to solitary confinement. A smarter generation cannot be created with such strict alienation of educational values and rights. Gaddafi is nothing more than a coward, a shell of a man whom cannot promote a healthy Libya. Gaddafi is not only a local terrorist to his own country, but an international terrorist whom has the money to create various terrorist groups to continue to carry out his horrific plans. We should all take note of this criminal, this pathetic excuse of a leader, and not only learn what can happen under extreme hostile dictator, but we should speak out against him and anyone who follows him. For if we do not, who knows where the nightmare for our fellow humans in Libya and ones running scared throughout the world will ever come to an end. Thank you.